Welcome, everyone, to the latest episode of Senior Showcase. It's where we take a look at an exceptional graduate from the class of 2020, and honored today to have Will Anderson joining us. So how you doing, Will?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Great, great. I appreciate it. We finally get a beautiful day here in Chicago with some sun, so it'll probably be a good time to go out later.
Yeah.
If you don't mind to start, if you would just like to introduce yourself to everyone and then share a little bit about kind of what some of your experiences, clubs, organizations that you've been involved with over the last 4 years at PR.
All right. So my name's Will Anderson. Obviously, I'm a senior. I was involved in baseball. I also did the musical my freshman year. I was in choir 3 out of my 4 years at PR, a cappella choir sophomore and senior year. I was in the math team for a couple years, and I did WISE for 1 year, junior year. So
what's WISE?
It is actually, it's called Academic Challenge now. They keep changing the name back and forth, but so it's basically you go in and you take a test. There's a bunch of different subjects. So I think there's like 25 different subjects that you can take tests in. So I took the computer aided design test. And so that was just basically being able to identify different solids and things like that in the CAD software. And then I also took the physics exam. And so I got to sectionals for the CAD test.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
So with that being said, tell me a little bit about what your plans are for next year and where you're going to be attending.
So next year, I'm going to the Jeffrey S. Rake School of Computer Science and Management at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I will be majoring in mechanical engineering with minors in computer science, business, and math.
That's awesome. Go Cornhusker. I got my Alabama stuff today, but my youngest son, Justin, is going to be a junior at Nebraska, so I'm excited for you. Definitely. You wearing a little Cornhusker shirt there too? There it is. Got it already. So, and you've got a sibling already there, right?
Yep. My brother Ian Anderson is he will be a junior as well, and he's also in the Rake School of Computer Science. So
awesome. So is that kind of what made you kind of follow? Just haven't seen the campus and gone out there?
Yeah, a little bit. That school just kind of has a ton of connections. So I think it's 98% of freshmen after their freshman year will get an internship at whatever company they want. So my brother ended up interning at a company called Spreetail, which is based in Lincoln. And so he did that after his freshman year. And then he got to work there the entirety of his sophomore year, and now he's working there again in the summer. So he's been fully employed for the past year now, which I think that's just unmatched by any other school where you can really just start out in the workforce right away.
That's awesome. Now, have you been involved in, I know you've been involved in, you said what WISE, and so have you been involved in the engineering classes and such at PR so far?
Yep. So I've been in the engineering classes all 4 years. This year is definitely the most exciting class because from the year start to finish, we get to build a actual product. So I've actually got mine right here.
What is it?
See it?
Yeah. What do you got?
So my group, it was me and 2 other seniors, Sean Cole and Riley Smith.
Sure.
So we built this glove case. So basically it's not quite finished yet. Our due date is next Thursday. I still got to put it together, but so basically your glove will sit in here.
Yeah. Can you pull that up higher so we can look at it? So a baseball glove case.
Yeah. Yep.
Got it.
So,
okay.
So our goal was just to tackle the issue of the inconvenience of like glove care and to make gloves last longer so you don't have to spend as much money on them. So we built this case, and so the glove sits on top of here. And then there's a little compartment for the glove oil, the glove conditioner, and a little water spray bottle. There's going to be a towel in there so you can clean your glove after each game. and then the glove sits on top of this thing, and it's always shaped properly. So we just thought that putting everything in one place will make the kids that are playing baseball a lot more likely to clean their gloves, so they don't have to buy a new glove after every season.
That's awesome. Now, does Riley Smith even know what a baseball glove is? I'm just
Yeah,
throwing that out. So,
his dad actually played in college, and
yeah, I
he played
know.
when he was younger. So,
That's right. I
yep,
know his dad did. His dad did play, and that gene did not go to Riley. It went to the football field, right?
yep,
But you and Sean, that
definitely.
is cool. Did you guys do that on a 3D printer?
Yeah, so we actually got like the outer part of that case donated from a company in Crystal Lake called C Ideas. So they
Okay.
do like large scale 3D printing. And that case was donated to us, and they said it would have cost $1,200 if we were just a company trying to prototype. So that was super generous of them to be able to donate that to us for free.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That is really cool. So, are you guys actually looking to try to bring something like that to market, or was this just kind of a fun, let's see what we could do?
Um, Possibly. I'm not really sure. With the design that we came out with, it was kind of tough at the end of the year because we didn't have the engineering lab to actually
Yeah,
finish our product. So I'm actually finishing it at home right now. So I'm gonna spray paint it later today, and then get all the parts together over the weekend for our due date. But yeah, if we were to bring it to market, we would have to use different materials because the case is actually really heavy.
sure.
Um, but we couldn't find a company that could make it out of the ideal material that we wanted, that was local and that stuff where we could get it donated. So probably not at this point, but it's possible that it could be in the future.
That's awesome. Okay, very cool. So I know you mentioned that your older brother Ian. Is it just the two of you, or you got more siblings?
Just me and him.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yep.
So, um, now baseball is an important part of your life. I could see the baseball stuff in there, and we'll touch base on another poster I see you got in there. Um, Obviously, coming into this year, you guys had high expectations. Big group of senior guys that have been together a long time. Walk me through, kind of tell me how you've kind of processed everything that's kind of happened to you guys and the team because of the quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really tough. Um, I know every single guy on the team was looking forward to a great season. Um, we'd all worked our tails off from day one in the weight room and before school workouts and all that stuff. So it's just hard not to get that closure, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And have you guys kind of stay connected as a group, or what have you been doing there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just I know myself, I'm quarantined at home, so I haven't really been able to go out and see the guys, but I've been playing video games with them, just talking in our group chats, like all that kind of stuff. So, and I'm
Sure.
really excited for the guys that are going on to play next year too, because I know they're gonna keep putting the work in and they're gonna go out there and do great. So,
Well, who are the guys, if you want to give them a shout out in case people don't know?
well, we got Holden Phelps, who's going to Mizzou. He's a very, very good pitcher, high level. Keegan Garris is going to, what is it,
Lakeland.
Lakeland,
Yep.
down south. And then we got Jeff Stanish, who's going to MSOE to play baseball.
Great.
Um, Jake Massini is going to UW Lacrosse, I think. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. And then I think that might be it. Is there?
There's a
There
lot.
might
There's a
be
lot of
one more.
guys there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had a very solid senior class, and it just sucks that we didn't get to play together.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But obviously, you guys have seemed to have a great attitude about it, and but you've been playing online, right? So, what has been the
Yeah.
video game of choice?
I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty,
Okay.
with my brother, with some friends, and just I don't know, it's kind of just a little escape where you can go and you can talk to your friends and have fun at the same time. So
Sure, sure. Who are some of your friends you've been playing with?
I've been playing with Tristan, Andrew Corey, Connor Hamilton. Let's see, one of my brother's friends, Mitch Mueller, who is a PR graduate from a couple of years back.
Sure, I know.
And then I've actually played with a few of my brother's friends from Pike at Nebraska because I'm thinking about rushing there. So that's kind of how they're doing their summer recruitment, is over video games actually. So
Is that right? So
yeah, since
you gotta let the rush chairs win. Is that how it goes? Or
I guess so, yeah.
so, all right, out of that group, I have to ask this, you know, so you get a shot in. Who really kind of sucks? Who's not any good?
Ooh, well, I've got some friends that are really, really good.
Well, who's really good?
Mitch Mueller is actually crazy good at Call of Duty. I don't even know how,
That's
but
because he hasn't bothered with his college work. He's just spent the last couple of years playing video games. So,
yeah, probably.
and then and then, all right. So, inquiring minds want to know, how's Tristan?
Tristan's very good.
Is
Yeah,
he
he's
okay?
yep.
He said he's not so good at MLB, but he thought he was okay. So I just wanted to verify that. But
Yeah.
hey, so you've had a lot of great administrators, teachers, coaches, people like that. Who out of that kind of group that is there a couple people that have really kind of affected you or been very important over that time at PR?
I would have to say Coach Peck. He's had a huge impact on me. I came in freshman year, I was out of shape, didn't really have that great of a work ethic, and I don't know, I'm just thankful for all the all the commitment that he requires in the baseball program. So the fall workouts, the early morning in the winter, the after school in the winter, and then just like that solid needed commitment during the season, that just kind of taught me how to be committed to something. And then along with that, just all the time commitment to baseball, I had to learn how to manage my time with school and everything else. So that's kind of something that I'm thankful to him for, is just my time management and my work ethic just skyrocketed during high school just because of I give him the credit for that. So
That's awesome. So
yeah.
I can never let an opportunity go by without someone who's a follower of Peck to say what's their favorite Peckism.
Oh, that's tough. He's got so many.
Hey, you could give a group of them, and as you do it, feel free to imitate them as well.
So he's got one of our class's favorite things is his clap. So when he's standing at third base, he'll put his hand out like this and he'll just clap like this.
Yeah.
The other one would be the love to hit 2-0, love to hit 3-0. Whenever you're standing in the box, if it gets to 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, it's always love to hit 3-1, love to hit 2-0. So
what's the classic Coach Peck gets so intense, obviously, and passionate about what he does. There's probably a favorite moment over the last year or two that you guys have witnessed in the dugout that Peck's intensity got maxed.
yeah, I mean, there were a couple last year. I don't know. He's always high energy during games.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think during our spring trip was probably the most high energy he was. Maybe not in the best way, because we weren't playing very well on the spring trip last year. But yeah, his energy in the dugout, I know it commits to everybody. So
Yeah.
whether you're on the bench doing the chart or you're throwing in game 7 of some series, it's the energy is going to you no matter what.
Gotcha. Now, on obviously a lot of respect you've got for Coach Peck, and definitely well deserved. How about on the faculty side, kind of teachers that you've come across? Is there anyone that kind of sticks out there that you're like, hey, I just love that person and how they taught?
Um, to that, I'd probably have to go to Mrs. Ors or Miss Orsi.
Got it.
She was my math teacher from sophomore to senior year. So I had her for honors pre-calc, AP, BC calculus, and then calculus 3 this year. And I've always been pretty good at math, so I haven't had too much trouble in any of her classes. I'm always on top of my homework and stuff like that. But I don't know, I just think she does a great job of teaching the lessons and being able to explain things in different ways that that's kind of set me on track to go where I'm going now, because now that I've taken Calc 3, and that's one thing that most schools don't even offer. So we took that through U of I this year through their online portal. And her help in that class, because she's not really supposed to teach the class. It's more
Sure.
like we learn through the online portal, and then she's just there to help us out. But all the help that she gives has been great, and I'm thankful for that over the past 3 years of having her.
That's awesome. I would say what Ms. Orsi is to calc is what Peck is to baseball. I'd say that passion and intensity
Yep,
that's
definitely.
there. So, all right, very cool. So, obviously being quarantined, you've kind of been, what have been some kind of go-to for you you've mentioned video games, stuff like that. Is there any family activity, anything like that that's kind of become important for you right now?
Um, I've been getting outside whenever I can. I love riding my longboard. I love going on bike rides. So my brother, my dad, and we all road ride. So we've been going on 30, 35-mile rides like
Oh,
every
that's awesome.
weekend.
That's
Yep.
awesome. Where's your
Yep.
favorite spots to go?
We usually go out towards like out west towards Union, and we just ride the roads. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's awesome. How long are those trips when you go 30, 40 miles?
usually about 2 to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
the past couple years, my brother and my dad have gone on what's called RAGBRAI, which is a 7-day ride across Iowa. So you start at the western end of Iowa, and you bike over 7 days all the way to the eastern end of Iowa. And so
Wow.
it's just you're stopping in towns every 10, 15 miles. And it's just a lot of fun. And I haven't been able to do that because of summer ball. But that's kind of what we were preparing for until it got canceled because of coronavirus this year.
Oh, it did get
So
canceled?
yeah, sadly,
Okay.
because there's usually 40 to 50,000 people on the ride, so they just couldn't do that with all the stay-at-home orders and everything that's out right now. They just don't want to risk it.
Got it. So that'll be something you'll be doing next year for sure, I imagine.
Definitely.
When you look back on your senior year, is there a certain thing that you experienced while at school that you go, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Um, hmm. I mean, I had a lot of fun this fall just going to football games, and especially with the team making it to state, even though I'm not on the team. Um, I had a lot of fun. I was almost always front row in the super fan section, just cheering the guys on. And I know I had friends in the super fan section, specifically Tristan, and he's the biggest hype man on the field. So
Sure.
it's just a lot of fun getting to interact with friends and cheer on for a common goal. So
That's awesome. When you've obviously heard, well, you know what? I caught, if you wouldn't mind, and you could read it to us, I saw that you've got a poster behind you, and I thought it was interesting and kind of, you seem to have some passion around it. Do you mind sharing about that a little bit?
yeah, so this poster, I actually made this a couple years back when I was going to a baseball training program called Fastball USA. So it's all about success, and that's one thing that I look at every morning. So it says intent, what's my goal? So that's just kind of what are you working towards? Aggressiveness, what's holding me back? That's kind of something that you just got to be aggressive, and you got to go get what you want. Measure anything I measure, I can improve. So that one's at that training facility. They were all about like measuring your statistics. So exit velo, throwing velocity, bat speed, and all that. So we would write down every single hit we had, what those stats were. And so if you measure it, then you know when you're improving and you know when you're doing something right.
Sure.
Awareness, be aware of your current result. That way I can adjust to do better. So that kind of goes with the measurement as well. So you know when you're actually doing things better than before. Slight edge, a half a mile per hour for 12 months is a 6 mile per hour increase. So that's just kind of, if you're seeing these slight gains over short periods of time, eventually you're going to see that big gain. And this kind of applies to everything. It doesn't just apply to baseball. So
Sure.
10,000 hours, outwork everyone. So that's the theory, is that you need 10,000 hours of work at something to master it. Imitate great to become great. So we watched a lot of videos of like professional baseball players and pitchers and all that to see what they were doing. And so the best way to improve yourself is to see what the great guys are doing and imitate them in your own way. And then the last one is fast, strong, and athletic. Move fast to become fast. And so that one's pretty self-explanatory. And then right at the bottom of the poster, it says, nobody said simple was easy. So that's kind of something that applies to almost everything in life. There's a lot of things that are simple to do, but nobody said that simple is going to be easy. Like there might be steps to a project that you're working on, and those steps might seem simple in themselves, but the whole thing together might not be easy for you. So
Got it. That's awesome. And it sounds like you really take all that to heart and apply it.
yeah.
So with that being said, what have you learned about yourself over the last 2 months of just kind of having to sit at home and persevere?
I don't know. I've been able to learn that I don't really need something to motivate me, especially with the online school. Like I've just heard other kids complaining and, oh, I don't want to do this work, where for me it's not that hard. Just I just kind of get up and get it done. Usually I'll have 2 to 4 hours of work a day. I usually get up around 9:30 and then work out and then get to my schoolwork. So I don't know, it hasn't been that bad. And that's just kind of showed me that I don't need that extrinsic motivation. I have all that intrinsic, because I want to be the best at everything that I do. That's just kind of something that like hits close to home for me.
That's awesome. No doubt it's going to lead you a long way. You could just tell. When you hear the phrase "once a wolf, always a wolf," as you're coming up on graduating now, what's that mean to you?
I think at PR we're kind of all a family. We've gone through our ups and downs, obviously, with the 3 state football appearances when I've been there. With the baseball team, we went to Summer State twice, got 2nd place, got, I think, 8th place once. And, the whole school just comes together. And I think there's so many cross-disciplinary things too as well. Like I know I'm part of the baseball team. I'm in the choir program. So some of those the people in those different groups don't cross, but then there's those that do. And I think that's what really brings everybody together, is the Tyler Crawford that's a starter on the football team, and he's also in a cappella choir, and he's in the musical. Like that just kind of shows that PR is a place for everybody. And I think going forward, I don't think that's going to change. And especially with our class, we've got this common connection where we lost our senior year. And I think that's only going to bring us closer going forward.
Awesome. Great attitude about it. You brought up, and I neglected to kind of talk further about, what's your choir experience been like?
That's been great. So freshman year, I was in bass choir, and then I was lucky enough to make a cappella choir my sophomore year. That year we actually went to a festival called ACDA, where we got to perform 4 songs in front of a bunch of college choir directors. And that was one of the coolest experiences of choir for me. And then my junior year, I actually had to drop out of choir because it didn't fit in my schedule with the rest of my classes. I had a crazy schedule junior year. But then I came back to it senior year, and it's been a lot of fun. We got to go sing at Orchestra Hall in Chicago this winter, and that was a ton of fun. Just the sound in that room and the energy in there, it was just crazy. So
awesome. So it sounds like you got a ton of great memories as you kind of move on to your next stage of
yeah.
life. What would be one thing that people don't know about Will Anderson other than maybe your immediate family?
I think a fair amount of people might know this, but music has always been a big part of my life. And so I'm the lead singer in a classic rock cover band. And so we play at bars and restaurants around the Chicagoland area. We played the Woodstock Ale Fest this past fall.
Nice.
Yeah. So
tell me, what do you play?
A lot of 70s, 80s, and 90s, classic to hard rock.
Okay.
So play a lot of Pearl Jam, Aerosmith, a little bit of Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, Smashing Pumpkins. Let's see what else. Red Hot Chili Peppers. So all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So, hey, as we kind of wrap this interview up, first, I want to thank you for being an outstanding example of perseverance and all your hard work and determination and going forward. And as we lead out of this interview, am I going to throw you off if I ask that you lead us out with a bar of your favorite hard rock classic here?
All right. I might have to. Here, I'll pull up a little backing track.
All right. He's all ready for us.
Let's see. Let's go with this one. So this is actually a song that I sang back at the 8th grade talent show at Hannah Beardsley. And awesome. So a lot of kids from there might actually remember this. Let's see. All right.
Hey, whenever you want.
Whoa, feeling, maybe you'll see a little better Saturdays. Oh yeah, whoa, and now, faces that you see time again ain't that familiar. Just 'cause she knows who I am, she sees my good deeds and she kisses me with me, and I never worry. Now that is a lie. And I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. And I don't ever wanna feel. You came in and pirated my heart. You had me thinking you're
That is awesome. That is awesome, man. Thank you. And for people that don't know, because it's the song's on the tip of my tongue and I can't even name it, and I'm an old guy.
Even Flow
That's
by
right.
Pearl Jam. Yep.
That's right. So, well, outstanding. Well, again, just thank you for your time. Wish you the best of luck going forward, and go Cornhuskers.
Yep. Thank you again.
All right. Thanks a lot, Will.